top entrepreneurs. Now she owns a hot tech company, a 6,500-acre ranch, and $20 million worth of cattle. TV host Kevin O'Leary mouths off daily on how you can make money. The guy should know the software company he started sold for $3.7 billion. He's brash, opinionated, rich, and getting richer. Lawrence Lewin has the life most entrepreneurs can only dream of. Models, lace, lingerie. He's shaped them all into one of the nation's most successful retail empires. The company he co-founded, La Senza, took in $410 million last year. Five hard-to-please dragons are putting their own cash forward to invest, and they're looking for a great opportunity. Will this next hopeful entrepreneur provide them with one and walk away with the investment they've come for?
Hello, Dragons. I'm Jason Sutherland, and this is Michael Flint, my business partner. We have a company called Ginch Gaunch, which is our Vancouver company. We are looking to raise from you guys $700,000 for 5% of our company.
Never mind. Okay.
Was it worthwhile making the trip?
Absolutely.
5%, guys?
I want to hear about your $14 million company. Let's go.
$14 million company. Our underwear company has started over 2 years ago, the inception of it. We are in every single major as far as department stores. We're in Nordstrom's, we're in Holt Renfrew, sorry. We're going to be testing in Saks. We have 18 distributors that are around the world who are selling our product currently. We can barely keep up with what's happening with the company, and it's because we're cheeky, outrageous. And
What were the sales for that first year?
they were 700,000.
And so you're 6 months into this year, and
Yeah.
what are the sales so far for the 6 months in the second
$1.1 million.
year?
1.1.
You're using the word underwear,
Yes.
which is a very generic term. What type of underwear? What's
Well, why don't I
special?
take
What
this-
differentiates you from others?
Let me do
Right.
this. I'm going to ask for the models to come out. We've got some models here for you. Now, what's different and unique about our product is that we have a cheeky product where we have, these are called our bull riders. So we give an
Longhorns work for me.
Right. So one of the other cheeky elements that we have with our product is we know that there's the ideology behind underwear where it's gray, white, and black and boring. And what we've done is created a product that has a little bit more flair, it's a lot more outrageous. So for instance, our fire trucks are made for boys because they have hoses. These are, again, some more models for us with our red bandanas that are also cheeky. These are part of our Western lines, hence the belts and tucking in.
Just throw me one garment.
Sure, I'll give you the crotch rockets.
Give me the what?
Crotch rockets.
Crotch rockets.
Those are to rev your engines, pop your wheelie, get you excited, maybe burn some rubber.
Which one of you is designing this stuff? Who's dreaming this stuff
This
up?
is this is myself.
What are you trying to sell us? Why do you want this investment? How is it going to change your business?
I'm looking for the right partnership so that I can take this to the next level. This is a company that's going to probably be worth $500 million within quick 5 years.
Okay, slow down. It's interesting. You say it's going to be worth 500 million. Based on what you've told me, it doesn't equate.
700,000 for 5% values your company at 14 million today.
Correct.
You're telling me it's going to get sold for 500 million.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, where's the value? Why is the valuation 15 times revenues? I mean, this is like the internet bubble valuations. Is underwear that hot?
Underwear is that hot.
Fashion is that hot.
Why would I pay 14 to 15 times revenue for you? Why would I do that?
Next year, we're going to be probably a $20 million
yeah.
business.
I'll be upfront with you.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable in saying 700,000 last year, 1.1 million for the first half of this year. Yes, we're going to do 6 million, and next year we may be 20 million. And if all those factors were there, I would not invest in Her Majesty the Queen for $700,000 for 5% of the company. It just doesn't make any sense of valuing it at that point.
You know, I have this radar, and it goes haywire when a guy comes in and says, I'm a $500 million company before he's gotten to $5 million.
Sure.
Because a real investor asking me to invest would never throw out crazy valuations like that. So I'm wondering, is it the industry or is it you?
I probably think it's me, based on the integrity that I have with this business and the belief in it.
Okay, let me take a shot at this because I'm going to
Okay.
tell you what's going to happen to you.
Okay.
All right? You're going to blow up sometime next year. It's either going to be a production problem or you're not going to have enough capital to finance inventory. One of those two things is going to happen. You got to slow down, buddy, big time. You've hit something very, very good here, but you're running way too fast.
Why don't you come here and ask for something more reasonable?
So we have to evaluate what is our company worth? What is the brand Ginch
I think, Jason,
Gauge?
what we're saying here is not what your company's worth. It isn't
Right.
worth $15 million. And I look at companies like this all the time.
I think that part of the fear, and talking honestly amongst this panel, is the fear that everybody wants a piece of your business.
Okay, so how do you feel about selling control today?
Selling control?
Yeah.
It depends on what it is and what the partner is.
So you're interested in selling like 51% of your company?
No.
That's what I just said.
Depending on the relationship. If I'm getting into bed with someone
Listen,
who really
let's not feel
understands-
warm and fuzzy about it. Would you sell 51%?
No, I wouldn't. Not now.
Why don't you go off into the corner where it's dark and really look into your soul and say, this is a one-time opportunity I'm going to have in front of these guys. I hate to see you walk into oblivion, because that's what's going to happen. Why don't you go think about it?
Okay. Perfect.
The growth rate's phenomenal.
So he says. The danger is what the line is next year.
How big can it be?
What do you mean? How
Just this
How big
male,
is the market?
female underwear briefs. How big can that business be?
16, 17 billion dollar business.
So why can't this guy get 3% share?
Because he's got a lot of competition. A huge amount of people buy their underwear at low price points in the big discount department stores.
I think they're beating us up because they really like the product. That's exactly what they're doing. They're being ruthless.
How can we offer them more when there's legitimate opportunity?
We can't unless they bring up more cash. More cash for more percentage.
So why don't we position a deal for what would they be interested in purchasing for 30% of the company? Or is that just backing ourselves into a
I
corner?
think that's
We're not
backing
gonna
them in
do
a corner. They obviously want to be a part of something.
You and I are not going to be in the niche business. When I look at these girls, this is replacing the thong. The thong is gone. This is in now.
it. You're the majority shareholder. You have the most to give up.
That's the problem.
That's just beautiful.
I don't want to sit next to him anymore.
I like the bullseye. That's really nice.
an A cup. Yeah.
So put this on your head.
I see, Kevin, that you liked our Big Bang Stars.
Yes, yes. I like the
generally-
bullseye aspect.
Did you give any more thought?
We're not in a position to counteroffer. Although we're interested in a solid partnership and we are interested in selling more equity, we aren't in a position to put that deal together right now.
You have let the dark forces of greed cloud your minds. I've seen this happen so many times, so many times. It's like a movie rolling through my mind again. I've seen you before in the internet. I've seen you before in consumer electronics. Now I'm seeing you in underwear with colors on it. To zero with a bullet because you're pigs.
We're
You
not
are
pigs.
greedy,
No,
greedy
believe me, we're not
pigs.
greedy. We're
I
not
don't
greedy.
think so.
We're not greedy.
Yes, you are.
No,
you have
we
let,
want to make
you
sure
have
that
let a deal that was floating around, just had to land it. You know, an airplane, there's a cloud, you're going through it, you're trying to land.
I understand, but you've already said things to us that were absolutely no's. I have to walk away from you, and thank you very much.
Now
So-
you're getting irritated. No need to get irritated.
I'm getting irritated?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm certainly not getting irritated. I just want to thank you guys very much.
I am willing to return this to make sure that my designers don't copy it.
Okay, guys, thank you
Thanks,
very much.
guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Dead man walking.
So what did you think of that?
It's tough. They liked the deal. it's hard to convey to them very quickly that we have a lot more brand integrity.
And awareness.
And awareness.
I mean, you could have walked out of here possibly with $700,000 today, almost $1 million,
right.
if you'd been willing to negotiate a little bit. You couldn't even come back with a counteroffer.
No one wants to give up their business right away, especially when they're doing so well. It's foolish. If anybody does, they're foolish.
How much dough do you want?
Don't go away. There's still lots going down in the den.
I'm watching it rotate and it's mesmerizing.
From scrubbing brushes and chewy treats to portable stoves and smart CDs.
It was offered.
Stick around, watch the dragons roar
You want to blow my money.
when we come back. Welcome back. All the entrepreneurs who pitch to the dragons think their ideas can make them millions. And Tad Pawowska is no exception. He's hoping the dragons will invest big money in his new bathroom invention.
Hello, dragons. My name is Ted. I am 74, and this is shower brush.
Tad wants $250,000 for a life-size shower brush.
The brush is installed in the shower stall to assist the person in the shower. The water is directed to the brush from the shower head. You just go around whenever necessary and wash yourself.
Ted, is there some concern about protection of certain body parts here?
That's not necessary. The brush is so soft that you can even wash your face.
Ted, do you have one in your house?
Yes, I have one in my house.
It's
I
working?
am using that for 5 years.
How much money have you spent to date?
Much more than $20,000 for brush, plus patents fee and traveling.
How do I clean? I mean, I'm a very clean guy, but you look at Kevin. He gets in there, that brush is going to be filthy after one wash.
That's outrageous.
How do you clean those?
You use soap and water, so it's cleaning automatically you and itself.
I'm fascinated. It's a sort of, you must admit, a rather unusual invention. Give me the background to it. Why did you invent that?
If you were 350 pounds or 250, maybe you wouldn't ask that question, because these people, they have real problem to reach, to wash themselves. That's easy.
The dragons decide Tad's electric-powered body brush could just be a dangerous investment.
I think you're going to have a very difficult time getting that approved in order to be able to sell it commercially.
You can't get this certified because there's no guidelines to put electrical motors in showers because people generally get killed when they do that.
No, at least not for me.
Well, Ted hasn't been killed.
that's
in good
okay.
shape.
Alive, I'm not electrocuted.
I know,
yet.
but there's a chance.
But you need approval to sell
Yes.
it to other people.
That's why we want to go now further with the project.
I'm out. I don't see a business.
Ted, and I give you credit for it, but it's so unusual and so bizarre that regrettably I have to say that I'm out.
You've done an interesting thing. I just don't see the commercial use for it. So I'm out.
Thank you, I'm out.
I'm out, Ted. I'm watching it rotate, and it's mesmerizing, but it's really, really, as I like to say, crazy chicken stuff.
Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.
Were you disappointed?
No,
What did you expect today?
actually, I didn't expect, because with expectation you are getting disappointments. But if you are surprised with some good news, you are more happy.
Did it bother you that they were laughing about the product?
No, I was happy,
Why?
because looks like they were at least a little bit interested.
Next up, Sean Jamal. He runs a healthy snacks business and is eager to expand. But will the Dragons take a bite out of his $500,000 idea? Fiercely guarding their cash tonight, tech moguls Robert Herjavec and Kevin O'Leary, Jim Treliving, owner of Boston Pizza, Cattle executive Jennifer Wood, and Lawrence Lewin, president of the La Senza lingerie chain.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Sean Jamal, and I'm from Kitchener, Ontario. My company is Goody Two Shoes Foods Inc., and the product is Goody Two Shoes. I'm here to raise, for my second round, $500,000 for 11% equity in the company.
So, just so we're clear about this, you've already had a first round.
And
you raised that money?
$1.5 million, yes.
And how long ago was that?
That was in 2004.
And how much have sales increased since then?
It took a long time to set up the factory.
Do you have any sales?
I have sales. We just started sales this year in January. And our year end is May 31st. So we had $120,000 in sales. And in June, we did 9,000, 8,000 in July. In August, we already have 6,000.
6,000?
Just 6,000, that's right. We're just...
What did you do with the first $1.5 million?
First $1.5 million went to set up the factory. This product is very difficult to manufacture. There's nothing like it anywhere. Every piece of equipment we brought in, we had problems with.
But how many pieces of bags did you sell of this to get 6,000? That's not very much sales.
No, but we're just starting.
I know, I just started, but I open a business that's costing me that amount of money. Boy, I better get sales tomorrow morning.
I think you were extremely lucky to have raised $1.5 million. I don't know why you went and got all the equipment. You start in a small kitchen area, and as your sales increase, then you move to bigger and better facilities. You don't build the biggest, best facility and then start making a product and hope sales come. It's backwards.
Before you say it's different, I seem to be on the peripheral here. I'm having a bit of a problem. I've listened now. I still don't know what the product is. Is it a candy? Is it a blob?
Yeah, it's a food product.
It's
taste it.
Food-based, absolutely. It tastes like chocolate.
Okay, you better hit us with your most popular flavor.
Caramel and chocolate is the most popular flavor.
Oh, it's very good.
It tastes like candy, but it's healthy. Now,
how many calories?
The whole bag is 200 calories. It's gluten-free, trans-fat-free, cholesterol-free.
Look at the packaging.
Oh, absolutely. 10 grams of protein in it, high in fiber, high in iron. That's right.
Sean, give him another bag.
I'll give you yogurt.
I used to sell cat food to Loblaws, so I really get this part.
Okay.
When did it hit the shelf?
It hasn't hit the shelf. It's going to hit the shelf now because it was sitting in the warehouse. We were getting our UPC codes.
So we actually haven't had a sell-through cycle of this stuff to consumers yet, right?
Not yet.
They're still stocking the shelf.
Yes.
Okay, it is absolutely impossible, and I, in fact, have decided I would forbid it, for anybody to invest at a $5 million valuation with you.
Why
It
is that?
crazy. It's insane. We don't, A, know if it's going to sell through. We have no idea what the velocity is. The valuation is based on the premise that there's an existing business that we can model, which we can't yet. Where'd that money come from in the first $1.5 million?
Friends and angels. Yes.
How much of your own?
$500,000.
For some reason, I find this extremely bizarre. It's another candy in a package, one of many. There's been a huge investment so far with limited sales. I found eating it was okay, but I'm not going to go to bed and dream about it tonight. That's because I normally dream about Kevin and what he is. And I'm afraid for all those reasons, I'm definitely out.
You've overspent, in my mind. I just think you could buy other businesses with a great cash flow. It's not valued in my mind at $5 million, so therefore I'm out.
The cash flow is coming. The whole world is health conscious. We just shipped our first
and so
export
is next
order.
Sunday.
It's a good thing you had that kind of money to put into it, and I hope you save some money because I don't see it going. So because of that, I'm out.
My problem is, how have you spent your money? When I started my first business, I started it out of my house. I would go out and get sales in the morning. I would type them up in the afternoon if I was fortunate to get one. I would then bring the stuff in, package it, put stuff in, and the next day I'd put on my jeans and go deliver it so the client wouldn't know I'd be the guy who would talk to on the phone. When I started my last business, I had lots of money. You know what I did? I opened up a big office and got fancy furniture first. And my wife came along and said, "Why did you open up this office?" And I said, because I like the view. The difference is, it's okay, because I have a lot of money in the bank. You want to blow my money.
No, I
and
don't
that's
want
why
to blow
I'm out.
money. I have all the paperwork done. I have business plans. I have projections.
You've
Everything is
wasted
there.
money in a bad way when the
I
company
don't believe so.
critically needed it. It's not something I'd want to be involved with. I'm out.
I believe there is a demand for a product like this, but the valuation since the second you got here, my valuation radar went, warning, warning, warning. It's still saying that. So I'm out.
Why build a 12,000 square foot factory before you have the
Rent
orders
one.
to fill it?
Rent one if you want. There's 1,000 factories.
Does he own it?
Yeah,
It could be a disco next week.
it could be.
So, they really didn't like that.
No, I guess not. Maybe they didn't see what I say in the product. But this product has future. Once we get the marketing going, I know we'll move forward with this.
After the break,
If I could move into different kinds of milk, so specifically goat or cow milk,
she needs Dragon dough to make more cheese.
If you could screw your shepherds, that would be the market, and I'm okay with it.
But will she follow their advice? And later, a brand new barbecue design unfolds. But this entrepreneur finds dealing with the dragons is no picnic.
First of all, I know that I'm not going to get any money from you people the way you're talking.
See if he can turn them around and cook up a deal when we come back. So far tonight, the Dragons have declined to invest their cash. But can this next entrepreneur change things around? Ruth Clausen from Stratford, Ontario, produces a line of cheese made from sheep's milk. Tonight, she's come after Dragon Cash to expand her business.
I produce about 15 different kinds of cheeses. I like the work, the sales are good, and it's been a lot of fun. But there's a fair bit of potential in the market if I could move into different kinds of milk, so specifically goat or cow milk. And so I'm here to ask you for $250,000 for 40% of my business.
If I were to give you $250,000 and you were run over by a truck, who would make the cheese?
Right now I have 2 people that are trained to make cheese under me. One of them's a lovely conservative Mennonite girl who's great and wants to be a cheesemaker.
You said you had shepherds.
I have shepherds, yeah. They're all little Amish guys, and yeah, they're great. They milk by hand.
Okay, so I still want to understand cost of food and labor.
Lawrence isn't as concerned about shepherds and their flocks as he is about Ruth's numbers.
Cost of food and labor is 60, and your fixed overheads are 30, and your profit is 10
So
on sales.
you're hoping to make a 10% bottom line.
As an investment opportunity, the reason I don't like it is the margins are sour. If I can draw an analogy to the milk. A 10% margin leaves you with a labor of love, not a labor of profit.
And I'm cool about that. Can I say something to you?
Sure.
And no, I'll cry probably, but I need you to hear me. The only thing I would ask of each of you as business people is to step back and look at food as something that is way more precious than more than 10% margin. And that how we treat our world and how we go back to nurturing how we farm and how we grow and what we put in our body is way, way, way more important than whether you're making 10% margin.
No, it isn't. The cold, hard reality about money is returns and profits. That's what it's all about. Don't ever doubt that. You'll be making a serious mistake.
Well, I could give you 20% margin, but the way I would need to do it is to screw my shepherds. And I would put my shepherds in a place, no, sorry.
You know what? If you
where they
could
wouldn't make a
screw your
living.
shepherds, that would be the market, and I'm okay with it.
We have to apologize for
That's
Kevin,
okay.
who is
No,
a
it's cool.
shepherd screwer from way back. See, to me, it should be an Amishless process with cows or sheep on conveyor belts coming along and things plugging into them. And for those reasons, even though I have no doubt I would enjoy eating your cheese, I have to say I'm out.
I'm out because of the fact that it's a small business and you don't need my money, trust me.
I'm out.
I have to pass.
Most of the dragons don't seem keen to sample any part of Ruth's business.
You've got the Mennonite girl and the Amish people out herding. Like, I think you've got a story there. And just because it's a small business, I'm out for that reason.
Fellow food producer Jennifer delivers a strong parting message.
Agriculture is small margin. The people that are out there that are actually producing the food, the milk, and everything that you eat, it's cheap here, and it's cheap because it gets always pushed back to the producer. He's the one who doesn't make the margin, and it's really the producer that needs to make the bigger margin. We have to be thankful for the producers that are out there because, you know, they're doing it part for lifestyle, part for love.
You know what's really cool is it makes me realize that I'm doing exactly the right thing for my business. Thanks so much.
Jennifer, I just realized I should not invest in the food business. It's a bad business because nobody makes any money.
It's not just great ideas the Dragons are looking for, it's also great entrepreneurs. So is Bob Thorndike the sort of person the Dragons can work with? He's asking for $40,000.
My name is Bob Thorndike. I originally came from Toronto. Over the years, my background is in transportation. Now my boys have the trucking companies and I have a little time on my hands, so I've been involved in inventions that I think are useful. My background, I am a member of the Shriners. Never had a whole lot of education. I had helped my parents out when I was in grade 10, so I went to work. And over the years, with the trucking business, I put my 4 boys into racing school. But while I was out at the racetracks, I wandered around watching people. I noticed people trying to cook, and I thought, this is ridiculous. They got little barbecues, they got Coleman stoves, they got wood stoves and wood fires, and they don't start in the morning.
Bob, just before you tell us about the barbecue, tell us how much money you want from us and what we get for that money.
Probably $35,000 to $40,000.
And what percentage of the company do I own for that?
Maybe 49, 51% split.
I have 51 and you have 49?
That's fine, you got the money.
I like that attitude.
Yeah, I like it so far, Bob.
There's no use me telling you how much it's going to cost to put this thing together until I get a design engineer that says, I can design that for what you want to do, and so it looks marketable to the people.
So it's a barbecue?
It's a cooking unit. So I just want to show you quickly how this thing works. It's basically ready to cook on the side. As soon as you hook your gas, I own the patent for this, by the way.
Sorry, Bob, I need a gas line for it to work.
You can either get the little 5-pound bottle propane with a double line on it.
Okay.
Or you can buy 3 small bottles. There's another burner in here, and the purpose of that is now you want to Now you want to cook breakfast. Cook bacon and eggs on this side, pancakes on the other side. Put your coffee pot in here and do your toast. I want to just quickly turn this around to you.
This is, Bob, this is a prototype, right?
Yes.
You never cooked anything in that, have you?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Now it's an oven.
Okay.
When I put the shelf in at the top, I put frozen pies. I baked 2 frozen pies there in an hour last week. The other one of this thing, when it's down.
So, can I do a rotisserie roast at my campsite? Can I put a chicken in there?
You bet you can.
Okay.
Now let me show you something else you can do. And I just
That's the sliding skit.
I feel I'm in an infomercial now.
This thing slices and dices. You set it and forget it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Set it and forget it.
You betcha.
I'm absolutely intrigued by it. It's very functional. I love the fact that you can rotis something at a trailer park. I mean, it's fantastic. All the tailgating parties in the U.S. totally make sense. Have you shown this to Coleman?
I talked to Coleman's and asked them if they wanted to talk to, this was a few years ago. I talked to Charbroil. You know what I got out of them? Our engineers have a new design for the next 5 years, and I keep watching their barbecues, and there's still the big cast aluminum barbecue that stretches way out. Doesn't do any more than I can do.
That was how long ago?
About 6 years ago.
Okay, then nothing's come out of them.
I didn't chase anymore. I don't have time to go
There's
for those
a little
guys.
bit of a mad inventor piece to you, and that's the problem. I really think, for me as an investor, this doesn't make sense, but it is a great product that makes a lot of sense for a company that's in the barbecue and barbecue distribution business and camp trailer accessories business. And there are a lot of companies, because you are right, sir, it's a very large market.
Well,
I encourage you to bang on those doors again, and never mind that they say no the first time. You got to keep banging. I'm convinced that this belongs in the hands of a barbecue manufacturer, but not in mine as an investor. So for that reason, I'm out.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm out.
Interest in Bob's Cook Stove is cooling down fast.
I'm out.
With no deal in sight, Bob's beginning to give up.
First of all, I know that I'm not going to get any money from you people the way you're talking. I can accept that.
We don't know that for sure yet, Bob.
But are the remaining two dragons ready to turn up some heat?
Bob,
Yes, sir.
Come back to the den and see when we return. Before the break, Bob Thorndike was just about ready to pack up his portable cook stove and leave the den empty-handed.
First of all, I know that I'm not going to get any money from you people the way you're talking. I can accept that.
Three dragons are out, but Jim and Lawrence still seem to be circling.
We don't know that for sure yet, Bob.
Will anyone land a deal tonight?
There is a market for this in the U.S. in a huge way. Are you prepared to take some direction? Because the hardest part's going to be when we go down and say, this is what we're going to do and how we're going to do it.
No, that's simple for me. My interest is to see this come to market because I know how many people it would be useful to.
I have an interest here, and I'll tell you why. I think it's a bit flimsy, like you said, and this was made out of your garage. I understand that. That's your working model. I think there's an interest here in my part, only because of the fact that there's a huge market in the barbecue business.
Bob,
Yes, sir.
I like the device. It's unique or nearly unique, or appears to be. I like you as an individual. There has to be a synergy between people if there's going to be an investment. I think I know where one could take that to an engineer, metal fabricator, just to clean it up a bit.
This is something that everybody can use every day. It's multi-use. I'm very interested in this. I think I would certainly like to go further with it. For 51% and $40,000, I think I can do a deal with you.
Bob.
Yes, sir.
I also would like to be in at the 40,000, 51%. So
How do we do that, gentlemen? You're both bidding.
It's not a matter of bidding. 251% come to 102%, don't they?
Well, we can split it. You and I can split it if you want.
How would you feel if Jim and I split our investment, which would add up to will be 25.5% each for the same amount of money, and then we would work with you on moving to the next stage?
I think that's a wonderful deal because I'm interested in getting it. It's a challenge to me, and I want to get it out there, but I need people like you to help me, and we all become winners.
Bob, we got a deal.
Thank you.
Here's done.
Thanks, partner.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go, Bob.
Thank you very much.
Great job.
You can leave it.
but hang on. There's no other technology like this in the world.
None.
I'm looking at this and I'm seeing there are chips embedded in this disc, okay?
Yes.
The cost of a typical CD, completely stamped now,
Yes.
26 cents. What is the cost of your disc?
$6.45 mark. However,
Per disc?
per disc.
I am going to assume for a second that you know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Why are you setting up a company? Why won't you go to somebody who's in that business and say, tell you what, Kevin, I'm going to license this to you, pay me 10 cents out of every CD you push out there.
Okay, we are going through this process right now. The problem is this, okay? When you've built something as sophisticated as what we've built, okay, and going to each industry executive
Come
and
on,
showing
Ari,
them.
I sell
In-
stuff that you wouldn't understand, that I'm not sure I understand all the time. This isn't that sophisticated. This is simple. All right, one of the most successful Canadian business stories ever is Trivial Pursuit. Those guys wrote a game, and they licensed it to people who go out and make mini versions. You know what they do for a living? They go to the mailbox, they pick up their royalty check. They're very wealthy guys. You are not answering the fundamental question everybody here is asking you. And what that makes me think is there's something wrong about the story.
When we first started down on this venture, one of the things that we found was building the technology was one thing.
All right, answer my question. Why wouldn't you
Getting market
license it
adoption.
to somebody right now, tomorrow? You don't need my money, you don't need distribution, you don't need sales, you don't need a company, you don't need anything except getting royalty checks.
I don't have the necessary negotiation skills to deal with the big guys down in
I
California.
suspect you
to
do.
the point.
I don't know, Ari, you're a pretty slick guy. I think you could. I think there's a bigger reason. You're asking for $500,000. I'm willing to give you $500,000.
Okay.
Under the assumption that what you've told me is true. I'm not sure I buy it,
Okay.
but I want 90% of it.
That's not going to happen.
I got a different way of doing it. I'll give you $100,000, all right? And it's under this proviso. It doesn't even go firm until I talk to Warner, and I know exactly who to talk to
That's
at
fine.
Warner.
Chris Cookson, he's
He's the wrong guy. I know who to talk to at Warner.
Actually, Chris Cookson is the right guy. This man went in front of the U.S. Senate, and he told the U.S. Senate this. He said, a bunch of senators called him up, and he said, look,
Just a minute.
what's the
Can we leave Chrissy Baby out
Sure,
of this?
sure.
I am not really a techie. Actually, I'm probably a little more techie than I would admit.
Okay.
What have I seen here today? I've seen a technology which encodes the data from a disk on one chip at a apparent cost of about $6.50, which may or may not come down with volume production in the future.
Biggest problem of the deal.
And that sheer cost per unit makes me personally say, I'm out.
Okay.
You're throwing impressive names, but yet, when someone who is actually in the business or has contacts there, you say that's the wrong person.
Well,
I would
the
think
reason-
that this panel here would have more experience. It was offered,
But it was on
and
the
you said, no,
deals.
that's the wrong person.
Well,
Hold on.
to
so
clarify.
for a lot of different reasons, I will say I'm out as well.
Robert said that you got all these things. Why would you not take the 10, 20 cents or 5 cents on every disc and just and let them do all the work?
Stay at home and collect the royalty check.
Why would you not license this stuff and collect your royalty? So for that reason, I'm out. Yeah.
You've invented the third blade razor. It's hot if it works. You need 3 cents a unit while this is the delivery vehicle for the next 4 years. Because after that, it's going to be delivered digitally. They don't need you anymore. But the point is, for this next short period of time, can you suck 4 cents a disc? Maybe.
Oh, 25 cents of this we could actually.
You are. Okay, listen, you're. Ari, I can't go. I can't get anywhere with you.
Let me explain one aspect of this
I got it.
technology.
Listen, I can't get there. I'm out.
I'm out.
You guys are missing out.
I understand.
Thanks. He's worried about 25 cents when the market's paying 3 and 4 cents if it works.
Yeah.
I don't think it's there.
I'll tell you something. Here's the one thing that concerns me. There has never been an example, ever, of anybody who's made money with encryption technology.
But how disappointed